Hi guys, welcome back to Eerie Elementary. Today I'm reading to you from my favorite place in the house. This is my reading chair. I sit here all the time and read, and I've had lots of time to do that lately. So, cozy up in your favorite place this afternoon and find a good book and read on your own. But before you do that, let's find out what's happening with Sam, Antonio, and Lucy. If you'll remember from last week, they are going back to their classroom looking for the thermostat so they can turn the heat back on. And there's ice on all the floors, so Sam has put on his ice skates and he pulls Antonio and Lucy behind him, and they get to their classroom. And chapter 11 was called A Puzzle to Solve. So they have to solve the puzzle to find out where the thermostat is. Sam looked around the classroom. Orson hid the switch somewhere in here, he said. We just have to find it. We sit here every day, Antonio said. Wouldn't we have seen it before? Think of this like a video game puzzle, Lucy said. Okay, but how do we solve it, Antonio? Outside, the wind howled. Water rained down from the sprinklers in the ceiling. The friends shivered. Suddenly, Lucy remembered something. She pulled out the binder and started flipping pages. The ink on the pages began to run. Look, she said. Lucy pointed to a photo of Orson Eerie. He was standing in their classroom almost 100 years earlier. Great! A creepy old photo of Orson, Antonio said. How does that help us? Orson hid the switch when he first designed the school, Lucy explained. So, we know the switch has been here since the beginning. That means we need to search the room for something that hasn't changed since this photo was taken. Whatever still looks the same, that's probably where the switch is hidden. Sam nodded. If this was like a video game puzzle, then there needed to be a hint to take them to the next level. They looked at the photo, and then they looked at the room. Lucy checked the thermostat. Hurry, guys, she said. Only 3 degrees left. Despite the cold, Sam could feel sweat pouring off his forehead. His eyes focused on the room. Everything was different than it had been all those years ago. Different desks, different lights, different posters on the walls. Then he saw it. He couldn't believe it. The hiding spot had been in front of them all along. Chapter 12, Just in Time. Sam was sure he had just solved the puzzle. A huge smile spread across his face and he exclaimed, I think the switch is hidden behind the one thing we look at every day. Sometimes 100 times a day. Lucy and Antonio's eyes darted to the wall. The clock! Many things in the classroom had changed over the years, but the clock had not. It hung high on the wall behind Miss Skrinker's desk. Only 2 degrees left, Lucy shouted from over by the thermostat. Time was running out. I've got this one, Antonio said as he scrambled up onto the desk. Papers fell to the water-soaked floor. If Miss Skrinker saw you climbing on her desk, she'd feed you to Orson Eerie herself, said Lucy. Antonio jumped from the desk to the bookshelf behind it. From there, he could reach the clock. He grabbed hold of it. It was ice cold. Only 1 degree left, Lucy announced. Hurry, Antonio, yelled Sam. The clock was stuck tight to the wall. Antonio tugged and tugged and tugged. Then, crack. The clock came free. It smashed down to the snow-covered floor. Leaning forward, Antonio peeked through the hole that the clock had kept hidden. I see a metal switch, Antonio said. "Pull it," Sam shouted. "We're almost out of time." Antonio reached in and pulled the switch. Nothing happened. Lucy looked around. Why isn't anything... Hiss. The radiator shrieked. The walls rumbled. Heat began to flood the room. "We did it! The heat is back on," Sam exclaimed. "It already feels warmer," Lucy said. Antonio jumped down from the desk. We stopped Orson Eerie from coming back." The three friends were about to high-five when they heard a loud bang. Sam teetered toward the door. He looked out into the hallway just in time to see the front doors fly open. A dark cloud of snow and rain and hail came spinning into the hall. Sam saw that this storm was different. He gasped. "It's Orson Eerie," he said. "He's an icy, monstrous tornado." Chapter 13 is called A Wall of Winter. So think about what you think might happen next. Sam, Antonio, and Lucy thought they had the problem solved, but not quite yet. We have a couple chapters to go, so hang with me. And I think somebody wants to meet you. Looky here. You all have heard me talk about my dogs. This is Bella. And she likes to cozy up in this chair with me and read too. You all have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.